Hey there, it's Terry from the Quarter Acre. How are you doing today? I'm doing great, and I am so glad that you stopped by because I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you about Pinterest. So Pinterest is amazing, right? Pinterest, wow. I mean, I planned my wedding pre-Pinterest, if you can imagine that. And as soon as Pinterest came out, I was like, seriously? Like, there's so many amazing ideas there, and I could have done so much more. So much so that when we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, I had another wedding, like a little smaller, like outdoor, shabby chic, Pinterest-inspired soiree. Yeah, I love Pinterest, but there are some things you need to know when dealing with Pinterest and homeschool. The first is you need to kick those unrealistic expectations to the curb. You are not going to ever have a Pinterest perfect homeschool because even those beautiful pictures on Pinterest are not a realistic depiction of what their homeschools look like on a daily basis. Anybody could stage a great photo, but when you're living it, it's a totally different story. Don't compare someone's highlight reel, their perfection, to your everyday. Just don't do it. Don't let the Pinterest beautiful homeschools where everything's organized and have their own dedicated room and everything matches perfectly. Don't let them bring you down. It's okay to have broken crayon nubs and pink erasers that aren't even pink anymore. They're like gray and like picked at and stabbed with pencils. It's okay. It's okay. We're all in the same boat. That is their company house. So you know what I'm talking about with company house. Whenever company's coming over, I'm like, everybody clean! Put that away. Put that in the cupboard. Everything needs to be cleaned up. It needs to look like nobody lives here. Make it perfect. That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing that every day. So don't worry. Don't compare yourself. Have realistic expectations. The next is organize your boards. So if you just start a homeschool Pinterest board, it's going to go sideways real fast. You're never going to find anything you've ever pinned. You're going to completely forget about it. It's going to be a whole thing. So what I like to do is I start before the school year starts. I look at all the science units we're doing. I look at what we're studying in history, etc. And I make a board for each subject for each quarter. Sounds excessive, right? But it makes things so much easier to find. So like this year, we left off with the end of the Renaissance in history, and we're going to be going so far up through American history and the Revolution and whatnot that I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to find anything. I'm going to pin so many amazing things. If I break it down by quarter and label it that way, I can just click on the quarter we're in, or the quarter we're heading into, excuse me, and find what I need. If we do a different science unit, different topic each of the quarters, if I just put science, it's going to be a mix of geology, meteorology, energy, and I still haven't decided if we're going to do space or another unit. But could you imagine trying to sift through all that in one board? No, you make one for each. And then here's the hard part for me. After I've made one for every subject for every quarter, I go back and delete the ones from the year before, because if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I have to let it go, like Elsa, let it go. Sorry, that's stuck in your head now. But yeah, you got to let some pin boards go, right? Like all the cute baby shower pins that I have from friends having babies. Like my friends are pretty much done having babies, or now all those things have been so played out that we wouldn't want to use them anyways if one of them did have another one. So let it go. Delete those boards. Have what you need. Have it broken down by quarter. Makes it so much easier. The next is set a timer. How many of you have fallen down the Pinterest rabbit hole and suddenly you sat down for 5 minutes to find a resource and it is 2 hours later or an hour and a half later and you're like, I'll never get that part of my life back. Set a timer. Give yourself limits. I'm going to look at science stuff for this quarter for 20 minutes. And at the end of 20 minutes, trust me, you will have found some things. This will, 1, help you not to lose time from your day, and 2, help you to not have a Pinterest board for 1 quarter, which is like 10 weeks, that has 27 different things on it. You're not going to do 27 projects on top of your curriculum in 10 weeks. Like, it's just not going to happen. Set a timer. It'll help you to be edited and to use your time wisely. The next thing is set realistic goals. So you can say, I am going to do a Pinterest project every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's 5 throughout your quarter. Okay, you can do less, you can do more, but 5 is going to be my max. So now when I'm pinning, I'm going to be a lot more selective about what I pin. Also, I can go back and edit. So say I hit my 5 or I hit my 4 and I'm like, oh, I want to add this 5th one, but I still want to look, and which one of these is weak that I can take off, that I'm not super attached to, that's on my board. Helps to keep things realistic in expectations for what you can accomplish in the time you have, and helps to keep you centered on what the most important things are on your Pinterest boards. And the last one is pick useful items. Don't have your kids make a ton of crafts that you're just gonna toss, because 1, they get their feelings hurt. And really think about it. If you spent time making a craft and you gifted it to someone, wouldn't your feelings be hurt if they just turned around and threw it in the trash? So try to find useful items on Pinterest or consumable items on Pinterest. Food crafts, always a hit with the kiddos. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you found this video useful. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any updates from the Quarter Acre. Thank you so much for stopping by. Happy homeschooling and be blessed.